Hi everyone, I am making this video to help explain the source analysis. I'm seeing a lot of confusion on the discussion post, and I'm hoping that by me explaining the assignment out loud, it will help you with any confusion you have. So the first issue that I see with the assignment is that you don't know what I am asking you to do. What I'm asking you to do is to find a source that is related to your topic and then analyze the rhetoric being used in that source. Now, the source doesn't have to be a peer-reviewed article, and it doesn't have to be a credible source necessarily, as long as you are aware that it's not credible and that you mention it in your analysis. You can use a tweet, you can use a video, it doesn't have to be an article. But anyways, you'll look at kairos and ethos for this analysis, and then for the next one you'll look at pathos and logos. And the reason why I have you do these assignments is to help you with Essay 2, which brings me to the second issue that I see, and that's that you don't understand the purpose or how to approach this assignment. So it'll help you to think about the context of Essay 2 and what Essay 2 is asking of you. For Essay 2, you are going to take your issue and look at the arguments made about that issue and then analyze the rhetoric being used in those arguments. For example, in the source analysis sample that I posted on the assignment page, that student looked at food waste as her issue and then looked at the arguments of the consumer is the problem, the farmers are the problem, or the restaurant is the problem. And then looked at the rhetoric that those arguments use and then compared them with each other. In her source analysis, she took one of the sources that she used in her second essay and analyzed the rhetoric being used in that article. Again, you don't have to use an article. That's just the one that I picked. Now, for her assignment, she was required to look at all of the appeals, but for yours, you only have to look at 2, and I'm hoping by reducing the number of appeals that you're analyzing, it will reduce your workload, but then also allow you to go further in depth with your analysis. These source analysis are meant to help you with your second essay, because once you have your analysis, you can use that analysis in your essay, because your essay will be comparing your rhetorical analysis on the different sources that you use in your second essay. So if you pick one source for one argument in your first analysis and then another source for a different argument in your second analysis, then you've analyzed the 2 sources in your second essay. Now you will need to continue analyzing for the other 2 appeals in each source, but you already have a starting point for your second essay. So I hope that makes sense now. So I'm asking you to find a source and analyze the rhetoric being used in that source, and then in your second essay, you will compare arguments and compare the rhetoric being used in those arguments. So you're taking your source analyses and basically comparing them with one another, and using those sources as representations of the arguments that you're looking at. So find a source, it can be any source, and then look at the rhetoric that's being used in that source. For right now, or for this analysis, look at ethos and kairos, and then for the next analysis, look at pathos and logos. Another question that came up was, do you have to keep the source? If you look at the source that you're for source analysis number 1, and then as you continue your research, you find that you're coming across better sources or sources that are better representations of the arguments you're looking at, you can switch sources. I don't mind if you switch sources. I would recommend that you don't, because then that's more work that you have to do. But it's up to you. If you really feel that you are finding better sources for your second essay, then you are more than welcome to switch. That's all I wanted to explain. I did push the deadline for the week 8 discussion post about questions for the source analysis to Sunday at midnight. So if you have questions over the weekend, please ask them. If you come up with more than one question, you can ask them. And then I also push back the deadline for the source analysis to Tuesday at midnight. But if you feel that you need more time, you can email me and ask me for an extension. I'm more than happy to give you an extension if that means that you are going to spend more time doing the work. I don't have a problem with that. Just let me know if you need an extension. And I'm doing my best to make this transition from in-class lecture to kind of online. And I've never done that before, so I don't know if I'm doing it well. If you have any issues or if you have any recommendations on what you like or what you found useful, then please let me know and I'll continue to do that. And I am looking at different sources and I'm hoping that what I'm doing is effective for you, because my intention is for you to get the most out of this class as possible. And I know that that's difficult with the major shift that we've had. But I hope that this video is a step forward in the right direction. I hope that it helps you with the source analysis. I encourage you to look over the assignment again, to go over the discussion posts and my responses, and then to also look at the sample essay. The sample essay, I have comments on what I like and what I think the writer could have done better. So I think that'll be really useful to you, and I hope that will also answer some of your questions. If this video doesn't answer your questions along with the assignment page or the discussion post or the sample, please let me know and I will do my best to answer your question. In the meantime, I hope that your questions have been answered. I hope that you're doing well, and I hope that the stress of this situation isn't getting to you too much. But if you have any questions, please reach out. Until my next video, which I'm sure there'll be many of, stay safe, stay healthy.